I'm back. I can't believe I actually haven't done the cover of this song. We're going to talk about the Ataris covering Boys of Summer by Don Henley and do a little compare and contrast a little bit. That's what I do. I really thought I had done this song before and I hadn't. So I guess I'm going to start with the Atari's cover, which, to be perfectly honest with you, isn't bad. They do a few changes to the guitar parts, which is something that I'm going to talk about in a second, because I didn't realize there are a few things I learned about the original song that I didn't know before. So, I guess back when pop punk was a thing in '03, which is like Blink-182, I guess Chevelle. There's a few other bands. You could even put My Chemical Romance in there. The band that did Mr. Brightside. That whole '02, '03, '04 era was an interesting time musically. But so they did this kind of hopped up cover of the song, and much like I talked earlier in the Morgan Wallen cover video, what I was struck by about the Atari's cover, I like the change in the Deadhead sticker to the black flag sticker. And one of the things that struck me about that, especially listening to it now, is so for the Ataris, much like for Don Henley in the original, their reverence for Black Flag, which is a hardcore punk band that Henry Rollins fronted. I also think there's a few notable people in that band, but their reverence for Black Flag is, like I said, much like Don Henley's reverence for the Grateful Dead. When the Ataris covered that song, they were ostensibly as far away from Black Flag's time as Henley was from Grateful Dead's heyday. And I like the homage of that in that song. But the other thing I notice about the Atari's cover is that, and there is, and I will speak from experience on this, it's why the song it doesn't pack the same emotional punch. Not just because I'm a different listener, but I think at the time it fits their demo. So when you're a young man, a younger person, like when you're 15, 16, 17, or when you're 13, 14, like you're early teenager, and you're lamenting a breakup of an ex, and it really is at that age like the most crushing thing in the world, because you don't think you'll ever meet somebody that was as great as she was. This is before you like figure out that there literally are other fish in the sea. Like, you're gonna have a lot more experiences, you're gonna meet a lot more people. So that first heartbreak is just everything. And that's the way the Atari song feels. It feels like, because it's fast and it's hard hitting and it's immediate, from a listening point of view, it feels like that it embodies that young man thing, that that I'm devastated, and I really want to get you back because I'm up for it, because I have youthful optimism. The time signatures in the song aren't bad. It's a pop punk song, and so it has that youthful exuberance. I like the way it starts because it kicks in really fast, and it mirrors in its own way the Morgan Wallen cover of "Cover Me Up" in that same vein, which is why I referred to this song in that video. So when I get to the Don Henley song, first of all, Boys of Summer has been literally in the background of my life for a long time, because it came out in 1984. It was a number 2 song, if I'm not mistaken, in the United States, and was a number 12 song in England according to Song Facts. And it's about wanting your ex back and wanting to return to what you had. And the thing about it is, as a kid listening to it, the thing that struck me, there were a whole bunch of things I didn't understand. Because in '84, I'm 10 years old, and I don't get what I haven't been in a relationship. I'm not necessarily that close to anybody. I have a few close friends, but there's nothing like, I'm not dealing with any of the topics or life lessons that are going on in that song. But I love the beat, I love the guitar in that song, and I was a huge fan of Don Henley. Still am. And it's part of that's because as a small kid, and I learned about the Eagles and loved the Eagles as much as you can love a lot of '70s bands as a kid. So I come to this song as an adult. I start dealing with it in the '90s when I've had some relationships, when I've gone through the breakups, and there've probably only been a few. It's probably 1 or 2 of my exes that I've had this level of nostalgia for, where I can look back on it and go, man, I messed that up. Maybe I should go back. And so my relationship to that part of the song was different in the '90s and maybe even the early 2000s more than it is now. As where I'm at now, it's because my perspective has changed, and it's really because my point of view on most things has changed. I probably, not just the nostalgia of the song, but the nostalgia of things that are fleeting is one of the subtext of that song. That it's the end of summer in California, which is one of the things that he's writing about. It's the idea that love in and of itself is fleeting, and that he feels like if he can become a better person, if he can become a better man, he'll get this woman back. And it's more of a sober optimism. It's like, well, maybe I can, I see you around town. I've been driving by your house, but you're not home, and I see you around town. Your life is good, and maybe if I can get my life together, you'll come back. And it's a different. I can remember just the tone and the tenor of that song hitting me. It's grown on me as I've aged. What I didn't know at the time that I'm only finding out now is, guess who does the guitar on that song? Mike Campbell. So when Mike Campbell originally wrote the song, this is according to Song Facts, because they asked him about recording the song. He recorded on a 4-track, and it was about the same time he was working on Southern Accents. And originally he offered this song to Tom Petty, and Tom Petty turned it down. So Jimmy Iovine calls him up, and he'd never met Don Henley before this. And, Don was looking for songs. So he calls Don up, he plays him the guitar on it. He calls him the next day, said he put it on in his car, and he wrote the words to it and wanted to record it. And that's kind of how it started. He wanted to basically recreate the demo as close as he could, unquote. Mike says we ended up changing the key for the voice. We actually cut it in one key, do the whole record with overdubs and everything. Then he decided to change the key like a half step up or something, and we had to do the whole record over again. But it turned out pretty good. The video won best video of the year, best director, and best art direction and best cinematography in '85. I feel like the moral to this song is, because I don't want to go too long, I feel like the moral to this, the comparison to these songs, and I think it's a good bookend to Cover Me Up, is that time really can change your perspective on a song, and a lot good songs stick with you. Great songs are not just a soundtrack to your life, but they end up teaching you something when you really didn't know it. And that's really what I think about that Boys of Summer did for me, at least. And I think it maybe just had more impact on me than I think. Having listened to it as many times as I've listened to it in a lot of different contexts. Like sometimes it's me alone on the radio, sometimes it's the background of a party I'm at, or you'll catch part of it, like you're walking in the store, you hear the end of it or whatever. It's a song, like I said, it stuck with me, and I ruminated on it for a while. I was surprised I hadn't done this yet. So that's Boys of Summer. Don Henley and the Atari. I'm going to link the videos as per usual. And that's my thoughts on it. Give me, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. And if you think of any other songs that you think I should cover, put those down in the comment section, or, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. I think I might start an actual, a Twitter or a Facebook for this channel, just to have a separate thing from, my own personal thing. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm thinking about doing that. So, peace now, Greece. We're going to do some more content later on.